everybody. I hope this video finds you well. Thanks in advance for watching. In tonight's video, I'm going to talk to you about books I've read with the genre of World War II, or within the genre of World War II. It's one of my favorite. Well, I like historical fiction in general, and this is, I specifically do like historical fiction about, or that takes place in World War II. And I've read quite a few books. Some are good, some are not so good. Some of them are popular, some aren't popular. So hopefully within this video you find one that you like. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into it because it's a long list. I don't want this video to be too long. And so yeah, so the first one I'm going to talk about is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. It came out in 2014. I'm sure most of you have heard of it. I believe there was a movie made. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a movie about it. It's got 4.31 stars on Goodreads, 1.77 million people have reviewed it. I read this a while ago. So it takes place in France, and there's a blind girl that's one main character, and the other main character is a young boy. And, you know, their two paths meet. A lot of times, though, I start reading a book and I don't read the blurb, and I don't read I don't read the blurb, and I don't know what the book's about necessarily, just roughly. And I find I get into the book, and sometimes at the beginning I'm a bit lost because this one in particular, if memory serves me, forgive me, I read this a while ago, there's two narrators, and so the story is taking place from both persons' perspectives, and I'll be honest with you, at times I was confused. My fault again for not realizing what the book was initially about, and also because at the beginning of each chapter I tend to just gloss over what the chapters like in title, like what the title of chapters, which is a mistake, and I've screwed up a few times. There's actually another book on here that I did the same thing for. So my rating on this, again, it's just my personal opinion. I would say it was a good story. It was an interesting story. But all in all, I would say I gave it only a 3.5 stars. Having said that, though, my ratings are tough because I refuse to read books that I don't like. So if I've been reading a book, I give it 100 pages minimum, and even sometimes 150 pages, but 100 pages for sure. And if I don't like the book, I've got so many books to read, I put it aside, and I just don't finish it. And I have no trouble with that because there's so many books in the world that need to be read, or I feel that I want to read. So again, I'm not going to waste my time reading a book that I'm not enjoying. So my ratings might be a bit tough. The next one I read was The Nightingale, or not the next one I read. Next one on my list is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. 4.63 stars, 1.5 million reviews. Very popular book. I'm a fan of Kristen Hanna. This, though, as much as I enjoyed it, I'm not, like, I wouldn't say it was well written. And I say that with a grain of salt. The story was interesting, strong women characters. But to be honest, off the top of my head, I can't even tell you, like, I can't even remember what it was about, but it was a while ago. If you like her as a writer, I think you'd like the book, regardless of what I'm saying. I think you'll like the book. The Resistance Girl by Gina Bakar, 4.29 stars on Goodreads, only 2,000 reviews, so it's not a well-known book. And truth be told, I can't remember what this book is about. So I'm not going to say anything more about it. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne, 4.16 stars, 872,000 reviews. I read this one a while ago. I do remember it. I mean, I don't remember it well. I do remember enjoying it. I do remember thinking that it was a good book. Yeah, so it's about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about a boy who visits this person who's a kid at a concentration camp. So yeah, it takes place at a concentration camp. Let's go forward from there. The Book of Lost Names with Kristen Hamel, 4.43 stars, 228,000 reviews. The Book of Lost Names, I liked this book. Could be that I read it not too long ago, so it's still fresh in my memory. But The Book of Lost Names was great. It was great, except the mother character in this book, couldn't stand her, didn't like her at all, annoyed me at times. But generally speaking, I thought it was a good book. It was a good story. The Book of Lost Names, I don't like giving away too much, but this young girl's father gets arrested. He's Polish. I want to say he's Polish Jewish. Gets arrested and gets taken away. So the mother and the daughter decide that they need to leave Paris. I believe it was Paris. They need to leave. They need to go to a more neutral, like a neutral part of France, and so they do. She forges paperwork to get away, and this is where her career. I say that roughly. Career starts. She wants to help, and this is her way of helping. She forges paperwork for Jewish children to leave France and go over to Switzerland, which is neutral during the war. I liked it. I would say I probably gave it 4 stars. Irrelevant. Well, not relevant, not irrelevant. Relevant, but didn't like deter my rating. Was the mother. If you get over the mother, then you'll enjoy the book. The Orphan's Tale by Pam Jeniff. 4.04 stars, only 89,000 reviews on Goodreads. I liked it. It was a good story. Again, if I'm not mistaken, The Orphan's Tale. Yes, a young girl gets pregnant. Her parents send her away because she's not married. And the baby's taken, I believe. Anyway, she finds an orphan, and yeah, so she protects the orphan and in a weird circumstances in the circus or something, I think. Yeah, it's a good book. It's interesting. I think it deserves more of a read. Next, Lilac Girls by Martha Hall Kelly. 4.29 stars, 316,000 reviews on Goodreads. I liked it. It took place mostly at the concentration camp Ravenstock. Sorry, I wrote notes somewhere further down. This is one of the books, though, where again I should have realized from the get-go that it was being narrated by 3 different main characters. One being a doctor at the concentration camp, one being a Polish young girl who ends up at the concentration camp, and the third was a American socialite, New York socialite, I think. Yeah, so interesting. I liked it. I can't say if it was well written. I think it was well written. It definitely kept my interest. Actually, in this book, that's true. In this book, I remember there are certain points in the story, and I don't know, maybe you do this, but I don't usually do this, because each chapter was from one person's perspective, or one person narrated each chapter of the 3 women. There was times where like the chapter would finish and I'm so invested in what's going to happen next, but the next chapter wasn't of this person, so I would actually like flip ahead to the chapter that was this person so that I could read it and see what was going to happen to that said person. So I don't usually do that, but in this book I remember doing that. So I think it's worth a read for sure. The Paris Secret, I loved this book. It was 4.47 stars, only 14.6 thousand reviews on Goodreads. The Paris Secret, I think, was fun. Not fun. It was a good book. Again, strong female characters. I want to say it was about pilots. I hope I'm right about that. I want to say it was about pilots and a Chanel dresses, actually. It was a thick book. I don't know if I have a copy of it, but it was good. It was very interesting. Different storyline. I don't remember having anything negative to say about it. I think it deserves more reads. So yeah, The Paris Secret by Natasha Lester. If you haven't read of it, you haven't heard of it, and you like that genre, I would suggest picking it up. I think it's well worth your time. It will be well worth your time. The Keeper of Hidden Books. Oh no, did I get this wrong? The Book of Lost Names. The Keeper of Hidden Books. Darn it. Madeline Martin, 4.12 stars on Goodreads, 22.9 thousand reviews. The Keeper of Hidden Books. Oh no, I need to remember what that one was about. I think I liked it, but for the life of me now, I can't remember what it was about. I'll come back to that after. The Tattoos of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. Can't even read my own writing. 4.31 stars, 1 million reviews. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this book. It's a good book. It's not very long, if memory serves me. and I want to say it's uplifting, but it's not. I mean, it takes place at the concentration camp, Auschwitz, and it's tough, but it's written. I don't know. I guess it's written in such a way that's somewhat hopeful. Yeah, if that makes any sense. It's worth it if you do like this genre. I think everybody should read it if you're a World War II fan of that type of book. The next one is The Tuscan Secret by Angela Petch. Oh my God, I need to write better because I can't read my own writing. Petch, I think. 4.2 stars, 4.2 stars, 8.2 thousand reviews, and I can't remember what the book's about. So if that's any indication of how good the book is or how bad the book is, yeah, I can't remember what it's about at all. So let's skip over that. The Alice Network by Kate Quinn, 4.32 stars, 532,000 reviews. Again, strong female characters. I liked this book. The Alice Network was a secret network of women who spies, I guess, women spies during World War II. And yeah, I mean, it's excellent. Excellent might be overkill. It's a really good book, interesting storylines. I think if you haven't read it, it's worth the read. So I would definitely recommend that one. The Things We Cannot Say, Kelly Rimmer, 4.53 stars, 196,000 reviews. It was okay. I did this as an audiobook. Might have been different as a hardcover written book. Yeah, there's secrets and there's stuff going on. I remember, again, there's a current storyline and a past storyline, and sisters. Yeah, I don't know. It was okay, just okay. I didn't think it was spectacular. I know my reviews are not doing very well tonight. Yeah, I'll have to work on that. I'm sorry. Sarah's Key, or maybe I'm just trying to review too many books. So I'm still learning about YouTube. I'm still learning about doing reviews. I'm still learning about all this. So bear with me. Apparently you have to do at least 20 bad videos before you start to get into a groove. And this is only my 4th video, I guess. So I'm learning. Sarah's Key, read this one a long time ago. 482,000 reviews, 4.18 stars on Goodreads. Tatiana de Rosna is the author of Sarah's Key. I read this a while ago, and I do recall that it's a good book. It's about a brother and sister, and again, I'm so scared about giving away too much because I don't want to ruin it for somebody. It's a different story than some of the other ones. It's worth it though. I definitely think Sarah's Key, if you're interested in knowing more or what my real reviews are, I'll go back and go through my note. Well, actually this time when I was doing my reading, I didn't keep a journal, so I don't have notes of it, but to this day there's just a certain aspect of it that it's stuck with me ever since I read it, and I don't want to say what that is. You'll have to find out for yourself. The next one is Beneath the Scarlet Sky by Mark T. Sullivan, 4.43 stars on Goodreads, 353,000 reviews. I loved this book. This is probably one of my favorite books in this genre. It's in Italy. Again, I read it a long time ago, but it's about a young guy in Italy, young kid in Italy, and his adventures. They're not really adventures, it's survival, but his story and all the things that he touches along the way, and what he has to do to survive. Oh, yes, so he's helping people escape through the Alps. Yeah, yes, that's true. Really good book, very good book. Please read it if you haven't yet. Beneath a Scarlet Sky. It's one of my, I might have given this 4.5 stars. And again, I don't rate things very kindly. Next one is Night by Ellie Wiesel, 4.35 stars, 1.2 million. This one, again, if you haven't read it, you should. It's kind of like a must read. A short book. The Book Thief, Marcus Zusak, 4.39 stars, 2.6 million reviews. I didn't like this book. Yeah, I found it dragged. I don't know. I get the story. Like the book thief, she's a young girl living in a village. They have, again, I don't want to say too much. The parents are against, you know, everything that's going on. They try to help in their own way that they can. She steals books, obviously, the book thief, from this rich family in town. Yeah, I don't know. It's written from the perspective of death being an entity. It got a lot of good reviews, obviously, so I'm not in the majority here, but I wasn't a fan of it. Yeah. So the last one is White Rose Black Forest, Aaron Dempsey, 4.12 stars and 52,000 reviews. I read this one a while ago again, and yeah, it was interesting. She's a woman that's living alone because her husband's off to war, and a soldier, let's say an American soldier, flies out of a plane or parachutes out of a plane, and yeah, she's taking care of him. Yeah, it's good. It's a different story. I gave it a good review. Yeah, it was different, and I like stories that are different. Like for me, there's two ways of looking at a story. One that's well written and beautifully written, and the story is good. And then there's others where the story is great and it might not be well written, but as long as the story is great, it's engaging, it keeps my interest, and it makes me want to keep reading it. I could overlook whether or not it's beautifully written, but again, that's just me. So having made up this list, or going through this list of what I've read, there's a few that I wanted to read that I haven't yet, and if maybe you've read them, I'd love to hear from you. One is The Huntress by Kate Quinn. The other is The Last Bookshop in London by Madeline Martin. And the third one is The Forest of Vanishing Stars by Kristen Hamel. I'm interested in all three of those books. All three of those authors I actually like, so I'm assuming their books would be good. So yeah, so out of all of these, I think the ones that are a must read, if you haven't yet and you like this genre, is Night by Elie Wiesel. Definitely The Tattoos of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. And the ones that are maybe not as well known that I actually enjoyed would be The Book of Lost Names. I think is a good one to read. The Orphan's Tale was definitely interesting. Sarah's Key was interesting, but my favorites out of this list is Beneath the Scarlet Sky. Should be read for sure. At the time, I loved The Nightingale, so if that's of any help. And The Paris Secret. Again, I like the fact that it hasn't gotten a lot of hype, because maybe it's a book that I can help you discover. And yeah, that's what I'm here for, to help you discover books that you might have overlooked. And I hope you read one of these. And if my videos aren't that great, please be patient with me because I'm still learning, and hopefully they'll get better. Thanks. Have a good evening.